Canon fans all over this world. Yeah, surprise show here. Surprise, surprise. Remember, right between the eyes. It's going to be my kind of take on the game that happened yesterday, Arsenal versus Nottingham Forest, and a lot of surprises, man. I didn't see all the game. I just saw some bits and pieces of the highlights because I was out with the family, and family comes first. But we're going to get into this one. There's some news about your Timber got an injury. Thomas Partey played as a defender. What's going on? It's Arsenal. See you on the other side of this music intro. Yeah, I'm just watching the Brentford versus Tottenham game there. Interesting high octane game, but forget about that. We're over here on Canon for your TV. Guys, just click the like button. That's all you've got to do. Do not worry about subscribing. Also, I'd like you to come to the live chat. Let me know your thoughts about the game yesterday and the other bits and pieces. I know there was something about some ticketing problem. What's going on? Are we operating within the last century? What's going on? What's going on? Anyway, let's get into the first news segment. Mikel Arteta, let me put his face up there. Mikel Arteta explains Arsenal's tactics. He's explained why he decided to alter his formation and tweak his style as Arsenal ran out eventually 2-1 winners against Nottingham Forest. Arteta said that that's my job to create bigger problems for the opponents and the ones that they are creating for us, and to play the best possible way to earn the right to win the game and have the highest probability to win the game. In order to do that, we have to pick the right players every week, not to start only, but also to finish. And the players that come in the final part of the game, they really help us as well to earn the right to win. Now, look. I mean, you look at this formation here. Look at the formation. Let me remove this. So this was the 11. So you got Ramsdale in goal. I think it was a 4-3-3 formation. Ramsdale in goal. Left back and Timber. Centre backs Ben White and William Saliba. Right back Thomas Partey. Yeah, right back. And then the middle of, well, a three was Martin Odegaard, Declan Rice, and then Kai Havertz. I'll get to him in a moment. Then the three up front, Saka, Nketiah, and Martinelli. Now, the first thing that kind of slapped me in the face was, why is Thomas Partey playing as he is like an inverted fullback? Why was that? And Trossard wasn't chosen. I know, I understand we need impact players, but why not minimize the possibility that we might lose a game by starting your best 11? Are you actually telling me that Trossard does not formulate part of the strong 11? I find that really hard to believe, to be honest. I really, really do. But yeah, that's kind of weird for me. Thomas Partey, playing as an inverted kind of, I don't know, defender. And we know Thomas Partey is not the quickest or fastest player to recover back into his position. And actually, I saw on Match of the Day, and some of the pundits were saying that Thomas Partey doesn't make no sense to play him in that position there because his recovery speed, he got taken out so many times in the wrong position, a little bit too high up the pitch. If that's what you're wanting, where's the security behind Thomas Partey? Play him in a used position in the in the centre. So I'm just watching the game there. Tottenham. All right, in the safe hands of the goalkeeper. Play him in his proper position, which is in the centre of midfield, not as an inverted right back. That was weird. That was strange. And I did see the footage. Many times it's up the field, whether he was lost position or out of position, he couldn't recover quick enough to get back, labouring. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But I know a lot of you will say, well, the most important thing is that we got the win, surely. Well, we did get the win, but this was against a Nottingham Forest team. Remember they just escaped relegation. And last season was last season. This season is this season. And I'm wondering, the top 5 clubs would have put Arsenal away at home or away. Just watching the action there again. Sorry about it, people. Yeah, that's for me. It's a bit strange, very strange. Now, just some news in regards to Kieran Tierney. As I understand it, he was not even named in the squad. But Brendan Rodgers refuses to confirm whether Celtic are interested in Kieran Tierney after the left back was left out of Arsenal's game against Nottingham Forest. He said that I don't speak on what ifs. All right. There's speculation around many players. Naturally, there's a association with Kieran and his past here and our past together, but there's nothing to add to it. I want to add to the squad, and if we can strengthen, that would be happy for all parties involved. So, I mean, he played some minutes in the pre-season, but apart from that, there possibly is a question mark over whether Kieran Tierney will want to stay any longer. Listen, we know that he's fallen down a pecking order with the arrival of Zinchenko. Yeah, where does his future lie? I'm not sure. Should we be really worried about Kieran Tierney? Only time's going to tell, isn't it? Only time will tell. All right, the next news segment, and again, I've got to be mindful that these players are our players. They no longer play for other clubs. They are now our players. So this report says that Kai Havertz was hammered. I was thinking, not as in he was like out on the Raz. He got drunk. No. Gabriel Agbonlahor, remember he used to play for Aston Villa, has slammed Kai Havertz and admitted that he doesn't know what the German adds to the Arsenal side following their 2-1 victory over Nottingham Forest. Now, Agbonlahor told Talk Sports, I'm not having him. What does he do? He doesn't suit the role. I'd rather have Trossard play. Again, I can only go by the little bits and pieces that I saw in the highlights. And I'm just thinking, first and foremost, it is only the first game, isn't it? Are we being too hasty, too harsh on Kai Havertz? Or are we demanding a lot more the fact that we spent £65 million on Kai Havertz? And yet, it just seems like, I don't know whether he still needs to acclimatise to what we're asking him to do, whether he needs to acclimatise to understanding his teammates. You know, so you've got your Martin Odegaard who's probably next to him. You know, you've got Saka out on the wings. You've got Eddie Nketiah. You've got Martinelli. Does he still need to understand his role? What is it? What's going on? But again, I can only go by from what I saw and what I've been told. He had a relatively good game. It wasn't the worst game. It wasn't the best game. So I think maybe we've probably been a little bit too hasty with him, too harsh. He still needs to find his feet. No. Come on, Kai. We demand a lot more from you. Got to score 1 or 2 goals, man. You're never going to score above 15 goals for Arsenal. Play the Arsenal way. Whatever Arteta's asking you to do. Whatever that is. I don't know what it is. Now, I don't want to labour on that point there about Kai Havertz because, you know, we want to make sure that we are supporting the players as much as possible, but they too have to do their part, whatever that part is. Right, something else that someone told me about, again, I was not aware of this. This is down to John De Giza Guna. Yeah, Arteta and Arsenal's apology. Mikel Arteta has apologised to supporters after Arsenal's game against Forest was delayed due to the ticketing issues. What? My goodness. The Gunners' Premier League opener, which was scheduled to kick off at 12:30 on Saturday afternoon, was held up by 30 minutes after widespread reports of turnstiles not working. Thousands of fans were left stranded on long queues and waiting outside the Emirates Stadium before finally being allowed in. And after the match, Arteta thanked the officials and Forest who sanctioned the delay. The Arsenal boss said, I apologise to all of them. We will look at it. Thank you to the refs and Forest to allow the kickoff to be delayed and have the atmosphere that we did. I talk about ticketing and the turnstiles not working. So, again, I was out with the family. Didn't see the game. I was just kind of tuning in on my brother's watch along. and time for us to leave the airport, yeah, the contactless pad was not working, and there was like so many drivers getting upset and beeping their horns. I thought, you know what? I can see what's happening in front of me. Just use the pin. Just use the pin. Don't use the contactless. But again, where are we? Are we operating in the last century, or what's going on? But anyway, it was resolved, and I was wondering why my brother, wasn't giving a commentary about the game. But now I understand. The game was delayed by half an hour. My goodness. Were you one of them? Were you one of the people who were upheld or delayed? I know it wasn't me anyway. Anyway, we go onwards. Now, some injury news in regards to a urine timber. And I haven't, yes, I have, there he is. A urine timber sustained an issue. But anyway, Arteta responds to timber criticism. What's this? Arteta insists that the Gunners medical team were happy for Urine Timber to stay on the pitch shortly before he picked up the injury. The Dutchman was Hanley's first Premier League debut in the 2-1 win. It says here 2-0, the 2-1 win over Nottingham Forest at the Emirates Stadium. He initially looked as though he picked up a problem following the first half collision with Brennan Johnson. Timber continued after that incident and remained in the side as the Gunners re-emerged after half break. It only took a couple of minutes for a problem to surface again, however, as he received the ball. He clutched his calf. Oh my goodness, it fell to the ground. Timber was then helped from the pitch by medical staff and replaced by Takehiro Tomiyasu. From what I understand, I don't have much details about this, that he'll probably be out for maybe 1 week, maximum 2 weeks, which is you really don't want that, do you? Because he's come in. It's a dead cert, isn't he? A dead cert to be in the first team. So I'm just watching the Brentford versus Tottenham game there. There's a little bit of argy-bargy. But yeah, I guess this is something that we will need to keep an eye on. Urine Timber out injured. Again, I've heard that Maxwell might be out for 2 weeks. But there's enough cover in that position, surely. Yeah, I think Cedric Suarez is probably still with us. And Takehiro Tomiyasu. So, yeah. I believe we've got one more news segment, or is that it? Actually, these have been the news segments currently running on Sunday at this time, whatever this time is. So what we need to do, we need to go into our Twitter feed and see if there's been any comments there thus far. I don't think there is. I think everyone's probably watching the Tottenham game. Listen, Harry Kane is a gooner, man. Life without Harry Kane. It's 2-2 at this present time. They're playing Brentford away from home. Come on, you bees. Come on. Anyway, there's no... Just have a look here. Right, there's no retweets or no comments there on our Twitter feed, which is fine. Everyone's probably relaxing and kicking it back. That means just relaxing. We have done a poll within the last, I'll say, 20 minutes. Now, the poll is your man of the match. I feel like I haven't done one of these in ages. Well, I haven't actually. Your man of the match. Who's your man of the match? And again, I've chosen these just from what I saw. I didn't see much yesterday. I chose William Saliba, Saka, Nketiah, Martinelli, and other player. Now, we have received in 30 minutes, same time that the match was delayed by, 52 votes. There's been 1 thumbs up, no comments just yet. But other player has received 2% of the votes. Nketiah, I can't believe it's only 4% of the votes. 6% of the votes went to Saliba. 35% of the votes went to Martinelli. And 54% of the votes have gone so far to Bukayo Saka. So we've got loads of time to go and vote. Let's see if we can hit the 2,000 vote mark on this one, man. That'll be interesting. Oh, they're bearing that down on goal. Oh, they've missed the opportunity, and that's Brentford. Right. I believe it's going to be a short one. There's only been 1 comment in the live chat, and that has come from my brother's moderator, or wingman, Ashley. Says, hey up, Gooners, and hey up to you. Yeah, Thomas Partey, man. Wing back, right back, wing back. Doesn't work, man. Does not work. You want to have players who've got mileage and speed in their legs. Thomas Partey does not have any velocity in his legs for recovery. So forget about that, man. Are you trying to make Arsenal into, Man City 2.0 with Pep Guardiola at the helm? Because Bernardo Silva played there, innit, for Man City a couple of times. It's not going to work with a Thomas Partey. It ain't going to work. Right. Okay. I believe we have come to an end then on this one, and it is okay. Oh, come on, Brentford. Come on, you bees. Life without Harry Kane, man. Harry Kane's a gooner. Yeah, I saw my neighbour who's a spud. And I was in my car, or my sister's car. I said, "Hey, Harry Kane's a gooner." He looked at me and he just carried on walking. I said, "All right, fair enough." It's not going to change the fact that Harry Kane is a gooner, even though he's gone to play in the Bundesliga. Yeah. I think we'll probably have one more. Oh, we've had one more. One more from Mube Guna, brother. Bloodfire. Family, what's happening? What's happening, Mube? So both our respective teams are out of the World Cup, man. Yeah. Reggae gal. They're out, man. Innit? They get beaten. And the Colombian girls got beaten as well yesterday by England. Come on, Australia! Come on, Australia! Anyway. So is that. What's the caption? There's a caption. Not much more to report. Other than that, to be honest. I will be back tomorrow morning. So I'm out actually on my holidays. Yeah, for my placement. I don't have a placement. I need to find another placement, another work placement. But the placements usually start in September, first week in September. So until then, I will be giving some more live news tomorrow, and it might be a double header. I might be back a little bit later on this evening, but we'll have to wait and see. I think there's been one more comment from Mube Guna. Mube. What's Mube saying? I know my girls are gone, but I'm proud of the. Oh, yeah, of course, man. Of course. Yeah. It's just a shame them. Come on, Australia, man. Come on, Australia. Thoughts on Kai before you go? Well, I said at the top of the show that apparently he got blasted, criticised by Agbon Lahore, who's played for Aston Villa, and he said, listen, he can't see what Kai Havertz brings to the team. I've said the Athletic did a wonderful video, the stats on Kai Havertz. He's Achilles heel. His weakest point or about his game is that he's not going to give you 15 plus goals a season. His strengths are making the runs, the interceptions, and finding space and finding other players. But then you think, where can we play him? Because we've got the likes of Fabio Vieira, dare I say it. We've got Martin Odegaard who can do that. But a Kai Havertz, at £65 million, and for a player who's played 3 seasons previously for another Premiership club, the guy should be hitting the ground running. What I can see about Kai Havertz movement is that he seems like he's probably lost confidence, doesn't have the confidence in himself. But yeah, I've got to remind myself, and I've got to remind you as well, is that this is only the first game of the season. Only the first game of the season. So the season is a long old season. Like I always say this. A lot of the players, Arteta, down to Arteta, rotation. You can't expect them to play all 38 games a season. But, and I say this with a light heart, Kai Havertz, whatever the manager's asking you to do, you need to do it. Because I'm looking at my guy, Trossard, has hit the ground running. Knows where he's supposed to be. He produces the goods. When the chips are down, I mean, we use him as an impact player. I prefer if he starts. I prefer a Trossard to start. But Kai Havertz, for me, I want to see a lot more from Kai Havertz moving. But I don't know. What's your thoughts on Kai Havertz? I think it's unfair criticism. He was actually decent to me. I think he's going to come good. which is why I've tried not to go in too hard on him because, again, it's only the first game of the season, isn't it? I think he's got a couple of goals out in the preseason, but I don't know. I'm not sure what am I expecting from Kai Havertz. I mean, do we not have enough players who can do what Kai Havertz does and even better? Do we not have those players already? And what is he playing a number 6? Is he a number 8? Is he a number 9? What is his role? I mean, I guess the good thing about this, much like people say about, Eddie Nketiah, if we, not Eddie Nketiah, Emma Smith-Rowe, what is his role? He's not a defensive midfielder. Is he a creative midfielder? Is he an attacking midfielder? So if we can't define him, I guess that's good because the opposition can't define Kai Havertz. Positionally, what is he supposed to do? So, yeah, I think the criticism is 50-50, Mube. 50-50, I would say, because he didn't light up the world with Chelsea 3 seasons, although they did win the Champions League. So I guess I better just shut up. But with Arsenal, he's got to learn to play the Arsenal way, whatever that is. But criticism, man. All right, man. I've said this for the 3rd time now. We're out of here, man. We're out of here. And here comes Mube. Mube comes in. This is how I'm about to go out, man. Well, I mean, you don't want me to go, man. He's playing in a Shaka's role. Mostly he can help around the front 5 for me. Give me 10 goals and I'm good. Yeah, because if that would probably make sense. I mean, he's more mobile than a Granit Xhaka, but are we asking him to defend? But I guess we didn't ask Granit Xhaka to be a defensive midfielder. He was further up the field. But anyway, you know what? The first game of the season, there's a long way to go. There's still more time for heroes and maybe 1 or 2 villains. God damn it. Heroes and villains. We don't need heroes and villains, man. We just need everyone to be a hero. All right. So I'm hoping to be back a little bit later on this evening. If I'm not back later on this evening, reviewing the news of today, I definitely will be back tomorrow, giving you some more, maybe an update on Urine Timber. Yeah, my goodness, possibly out for 2 weeks, and maybe an update on Gabriel Jesus. Yeah, the guy who scores goals, comes deep, defends, also rants. He's got to be careful. Actually, he can't rant too much to the referee because there's new rules. You need to be very, very careful. Anyway, people, I'm out of here. Have a wonderful day or evening or afternoon. And just remember that this has been Canon for the channel for Arsenal fans all over this world. By the way,